Second, what is your problem?
Have fun making terrible life decisions.
Oh, you just know everything, don't you?
No,
I'm actually so sick of you.
I'm just really disappointed in you.
You know, maybe I'll be more like you, Jess, and I'll go run into the kitchen and make pastries with sprinklies on them. Then throw some dumb pajama outfit on, and then tell other people how to live their life.
It's not a pajama outfit. They're called pajamas.
That's
Nick.
what I said.
Nick, why don't you go back in your room and put on your stupid flannel and keep not living up to your potential.
You're a crazy person, Jess.
I'm not. I'm just saying things that you don't want to hear.
You know what I would like to hear from you?
What?
Silence.
Well, I'm not gonna be silent.
Just shut up for 1 second.
I'm trying
be quiet.
to help
Please
you.
be quiet.
No.
I don't want your
No,
help.
stop making that.
Oh, is that what you're wearing? Everybody knows stripes don't go with stripes. Oh, hey, remember to call your mom today. What he really meant to say was, oh, why did you buy white bread? You know we don't eat anything that's white. You know, honey, if you just watched a little less sports at night, we'd have a lot more us time. Have you called your mom today? Oh, I didn't know they changed the speed limit on this road to 90. Oh, so we're serving Dr. Pepper for all 3 meals of the day now. Have you called your mom today? Oh, we'd save so much money for our trip to Harry Potter World if you just put those giant solar panels on our roof. Call the guy. Have you called your mom today? Hey, have you called your mom today? Make sure to wear your mask at Walmart. I heard they're gonna start arresting people soon. Fine, I was just trying to help. I was just trying to help. If any of this sounds familiar to you, it might be because, like me, you may be missing a crucial ingredient in your happy relationship recipe. It's kind of like trying to make that quadruple chocolate layer cake you saw on Pinterest, but without the butter. Everybody knows. Butter equals better. So here you are, you're working away on your marriage every day, and you're like, why isn't this turning out the way that I wanted and the way that I hoped? But we have learned what that crucial missing ingredient is and how to restore it back into your relationship. And trust me, I think it'll make all the difference. RESPECT. What's the next line? Find out what it means to me. But what if we actually found out what it means to him? If you're like me, I thought I was a respectful wife. I really wanted to be. But I didn't realize how the things I was doing every day to be helpful were actually just chipping away at the connection in our marriage and leading to lots of unnecessary drama moments during the day. There were lots of interactions between us that I often felt frustrated about and honestly baffled about. It felt like a daily tug of war over how and when things get done, whether we spend money or on this or that, how we'd spend Saturday. And often these kinds of discussions would end with me getting cold and frustrated and him withdrawing, going on the defensive, or sometimes even doing the exact opposite of what I was hoping he would do. Then I learned what the secret missing ingredient is, RESPECT, which I learned for a man is like oxygen. So when he feels respected by you, he will feel loved by you. But on the other hand, failure for a man is like suffocating. So if he feels criticized, coerced, if you're complaining, or even if you're just being helpful, he feels like you're telling him how he failed. But when he starts to receive the respect that he's been craving, you can end the Cold Wars, you'll watch the ice melt, and you can watch him start to respond to you with the love that you've been craving. Story time. Okay, so my husband comes in and tells me that he has this new idea. He wants to sell his car and ride his bike to work. So predict the script here. What would you have said? When he said this to me, what flashed before my mind and came out of my mouth was all the reasons that this was going to be a terrible idea. I mean, it was going to be too cold. It would leave me without a convenient second car. And what if his pants got dirty and I had tons more laundry to do? But in that moment, what actually happened was after I'd expressed some of these things, my husband stopped me and he said, I just needed you to listen to me and support my ideas right now. Wake up call. In that moment, I had a realization. And my realization was that I had a habit. And this habit was that every time my husband would share an idea with me, I would listen to his idea and then I would let my fear reply back to him. So the thing about this bike story is is that this decision was actually on his side of the bed. It was his bike, his car, his pants. So really it was his job to figure it out. So when I was able to quiet my fears, what I actually heard below this idea was that my smart, logical husband was trying to brainstorm ways to help our family save money. So what I wish I had said when my husband shared this idea with me was, whatever you think. He's always been a really thorough thinker and he's a great provider. So I could actually trust that he was going to think through the consequences of this choice and that I could trust that he was going to make a good decision for our family. And by saying that one line, whatever you think, instead of lashing back at him with all of my fears, it would have done what he wanted me to do, which was just to listen and support his idea. So as I started practicing this new skill of restoring respect, I immediately saw a change in our daily interactions. I started to learn how to flip the script and really listen to him, honor him, and support my husband. And things started getting better in lots of ways. I even had a hashtag pinch me moment. A couple of months after I'd been practicing these new skills, me and my husband were actually in marriage counseling, and he said this to our counselor, and I quote, because it's that good. How my marriage is feeling is blowing my mind. I feel so totally supported by my wife, and I finally believe her. We believe that you can learn anything. You learned how to drive a car when you were 16. You learned how to cook when you moved out. And you can learn how to have the marriage that you've always dreamed of. And you can learn how to speak respect. Now, quick heads up here. I can see you lady in the back over there with your hand raised coming at me with, wait, are you saying I'm never going to be able to share my opinion? Does this mean my husband's going to control my life? But what about ... But just stick with us. And this is not some global thing where you are going to start becoming this super submissive, subservient wife. You can still be yourself, but you just don't have to be your naggy self. You can choose to speak to your guy in the language of respect. And the thing about this word respect, it's really not about pushing one person up and pushing the other person down. It's about treating both people as though they're capable, valuable, and smart adults. And really, when you think about it, isn't that the way we wish the whole world worked? So head on over to our how-to section in Unit 1, Restoring Respect, for specific tips and phrases for showing your guy how much you actually really do respect him. And the fruits of that respect are going to flow back to you, and I think you're going to like them.